received a first brief from the newly appointed management of the National Sports Commission led by the chairman, Shehu Diko. In the recent realignment of his administration structures, President Tinubu scrapped the Ministry of Sports, designating the National Sports Commission to play the roles of the defunct ministry. Chairman of the Commission, Shehu Diko, and his team presented their immediate strategies and action plan to the President. These include plans to create sports economy, infrastructure developments, and the National Sports Festival, while also asking the President to declare sports as a national asset to be backed with necessary legislative framework for proper development.
You see, the foundation of what we are going to do rests on like three pillars. You know, because we are to turn around the entire ecosystem of sports in Nigeria to do things differently. We have what we call the 3 R's. That we have to reset our thinking. You know, to reset our thinking, and we have to refocus what we are doing, and we have to relaunch the sports in this country. Resetting our thinking, meaning that Nigeria has been focused more on competitions for many years, which we see competitions and foreign trips and everything as consumption. We have to go back to development, which is production. We have to make sure that the internal ecosystem of sports work. So that is the new things we are trying to do differently.
The team also discussed the issues surrounding appointments of a substantive coach for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, as well as efforts for World Cup qualification.
It's all part of the conversation that we had now with the president, and brief him on clearly the situation and what needs to be done. And I think in a couple of weeks, you can see the steps that will be taken by both Mr. President and both us at the Commission and both from the NFF will be driving towards getting all this resolved and everything perfected, so that by March, when we resume, the Super Eagles will be 100% focused on just deliver the result. Well, it's somewhere in our hands, but we have to do the best that we can to make sure that we give it the best shot, win our last 6 matches and see where that takes us, which surely should be the World Cup.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja for Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, to represent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the commissioning and naming of a $315 million oil production and storage facility. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Kucha, said the facility, a fully Nigerian-owned oil and gas company acquired by Oriental Energy Limited, is scheduled for commissioning on December 14, 2024. After the event in Dubai, the Vice President will proceed to Saudi Arabia, where he will perform the Lesser Hajj in the holy cities of Medina and Mecca from December 16th to 19th, 2024. Vice President Shettima on December 20th is also scheduled to hold a bilateral meeting with the presidents of the Islamic Development Bank in Jeddah. The statement says discussions will focus on co-financing arrangements for the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones Phase 2 and enhanced coordination of the bank projects in Nigeria aimed at bolstering the nation's agricultural and economic developments. The Vice President is expected back in Nigeria on or before December 21st, 2024. Now, Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, wants state governments to give maximum support to the Ministries of Information at the subnational to boost the collective efforts of fast-tracking public engagements and national orientation. This was at the 48th National Council of Information and National Orientation with the theme Enhancing Public Information Management for Inclusive Governance, the Renewed Hope Agenda in Focus. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
Desperate to positively transform the nation's communication ecosystem, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has demonstrated the political will to lead a new Ministry of Information and National Orientation. Resuscitation of the National Council on Information and National Orientation in order to develop policies and strategies to effectively manage the information sector in Nigeria is as a result of his desire to fast-track the ministry's 5-point agenda. He acknowledged the role of information managers at the federal and state government level in 4 critical areas of concern, including adopting technology, engendering public debate for policy refinement, strengthening grassroots communication, and countering misinformation and fake news.
The effectiveness of our communication strategies will determine how well our policies and programs are accepted or resonate very well with Nigerians. I would like to encourage everyone to approach this task with dedication, innovation, and a sense of national purpose. Information is a management function, and therefore information managers should be on the table when critical information or critical policies are being formulated for the benefit of all Nigerians.
This meeting should work out solution to bridge information gap between urban and rural dwellers, between the literate and the illiterates, on the use of traditional method of information dissemination and digital platform.
Kaduna State Governor Senator Ubasani says the event is timely.
President Tinubu has continued to renew our hope in the possibilities of the Nigerian nation. Information managers have the responsibility in this democracy and must do all in our power to consolidate and defend it.
Commissioners of information from across the country, heads of the agencies under the ministry, were among critical members that attended the 2024 National Council on Information and are expected to ensure the speedy implementation of the decisions as contained in the endorsed National Information Policy 2024. In Kaduna, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
As part of activities during the 48th National Council on Information and National Orientation, the Minister, Mohammed Idris, led top members of the council to pay a courtesy visit on the Governor of Kaduna State, Senator Obasani. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports that the minister commended the governor and his team for promoting a peaceful atmosphere for political stability and security in Kaduna.
Everyone within Kaduna State appear to belong to the same family. The kind of cacophony of voices about differences that we have been hearing for many years appear to be disappearing in this state. We want to urge you to keep it that way. I also want to tell you, Your Excellency, that those of us in the information ecosystem are paying very close attention to what is happening in Kaduna State. Because once Kaduna sneezes, the entire northern region catches cold. Therefore, we feel extremely happy with the kind of management that we're seeing happening in this state. And we do hope that this will continue for many, many, many years to come.
The theme of the 48th edition of the National Council meeting on Information and National Orientation, enhancing public information management for inclusive governance, renew hope in focus, is well thought out. Government is about the people. We are servants of the people. We must therefore ensure we involve the people in our decision-making processes.
Now, President Bola Tinubu has instructed the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to elevate the National Center for Cooperative Development to a center of excellence. This announcement was made by Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, during his visit to the facility situated in the Kwali Area Council of the FCT. Musa Aliyu reports.
National Center for Cooperative Development, located in Kwali Area Council, occupies 12 hectares of land. The center is dedicated to the training and education of cooperative activities. Currently, the facilities is in poor condition, with no activities taking place for an extended period. During his visit to the institution, the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, expressed dissatisfaction at the institution's neglect.
And then we abandoned it. We need more here.
In line with President Bola Tinubu's directive, the facility is set to be upgraded to a first-class cooperative center.
So we will not allow this to go to waste. We are going to rehabilitate it, we are going to revive it, and we are going to unleash it upon the efforts of renewing the hope of Nigerians for a greater and more prosperous Nigeria.
Alusabi Abdullahi emphasized the vital role cooperative play in providing farmers and small businesses with access to credit and support from both government and private organizations. As of 2022, there were more than 300,000 cooperative societies, with individual members of over 31 million, contributing largely to the economy. From Kwali Area Council, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The United States of America is extending its know-how to reposition Nigeria's livestock sector. U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills, extended this hand of friendship while interacting with the Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Miha, in Abuja. Yusuf Jika brings us the details.
A visit by the United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills, to the Ministry of Livestock Development indicates a future that looks bright for Nigeria's livestock value chain as it highlights on key areas of mutual economic benefits. U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria believes that with a partnership, much will be achieved in food security and nutrition program, and welcomes federal government idea for the creation of the ministry.
We know how important livestock and the whole range of livestock, as you and I were talking about, cattle, swine, chickens, sheep, goats, is to combating food insecurity in this country and promoting your trade opportunities.
Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Miha, says research and development are key in actualizing the mandate of the ministry, revealing plans to leverage technology and tracking cattle rustling, among other challenges constituting setbacks.
Looking for collaborations, for partnership from those societies, those economies, those countries that have had advanced management system of their livestock industry. The areas we are looking at, Your Excellency, one is breed improvement. Here we do believe that there are a lot of breeds of cattle, sheep and goats that can adapt well under the tropics.
The minister assured of the ministry's commitment to make full utilization of grazing reserves across the country with necessary infrastructure to serve as remedy to the long-age farmer-herder clashes. In Abuja, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu today joined the congregation for Jumat prayer at the National Mosque, Abuja. The prayer also featured a couple of wedding fatihas, including that of the daughter of the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Barrow Jibrin Amina, marrying the son of the Emir of Bichi, Alhaji Nasiru Ado Bayero. The event was also attended by political elites, including governors and members of the National Assembly. Earlier in his sermon, the Imam, Professor Ahmad Ibrahim Makari, admonished the congregation on the need to care for the less privileged in society, as exemplified by Prophet Muhammad. The Imam also cautioned them to do this in a dignified manner with pure intention. You're watching News at 9 on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. Time to take a break for some messages. Do stay.
The general public is hereby invited to the 2024 FRCN Annual Lecture and Awards with the theme Nigeria Food Crisis, Which Way Forward? Date December 19, 2024. Venue Nikon Luxury Hotels, Abuja. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Special guest of honor His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Chairman of the occasion His Excellency Barrister Nyesom Wike, Honorable Minister, Federal Capital Territory. Royal Father of the Day His Royal Highness the Emir.
Dissenting peacefully while maintaining love for one's country. Join us on December 17, 2024 for a live television broadcast as these finalists battle it out for the National Campus Debate Championship and a grand prize of 20 million naira. Be a part of the action. Vote live on all National Orientation Agency social media platforms. Don't miss it. 7 for 7. Inspiring values, shaping the future.
Thank you for staying. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has inaugurated the Alternative High School for Girls in Osogbo, the Osun State capital. State House correspondent Adeni Tayo reports that the First Lady also empowered women petty traders in the state with business recapitalization grants.
6 months ago, she was here, then a barren land, to turn the sword for the construction of the Alternative High School for Girls in Osogbo. Today, the school is a reality, and with its inauguration by Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, the narrative is set to change for female school dropouts in the state to turn their back on their past and take another shot at education.
Today's commissioning marks the fulfillment of a commitment I made during the launch of the Organization of African First Ladies of Development, OAFLAD, #WeAreEqual campaign in Nigeria on the 13th of May 2024, using education as my focus under the theme, Education as a Powerful Tool for Change, No Girl Left Behind. This is one of the 6 additional alternative schools for girls that will be built across Nigeria by UBEC.
To girls who will walk through the doors of the school in search of a better future, the First Lady urges them to embrace the opportunity with determination and focus.
Alternative High School for Girls Osogbo has been equipped with state-of-the-art facilities, including a creche, to ensure young mothers can attend classes without worrying about their babies, a skilled acquisition center to provide vocational training and economic empowerment, and modern classrooms to create conducive learning environment for academic excellence, and also an ICT center.
On behalf of the people and government of Osun State, we express our gratitude to the First Lady on this completed project.
The array of facilities provided in the school readily exemplifies government efforts in creating a robust learning atmosphere for the young child.
Further to the establishment of the Alternative High School and the commencement of academic programs, UBEC commits to the implementation of other priority projects that will offer flexible basic education delivery models to specific classes of learners.
Another hope renewed for female residents of Osun State. The whole essence of this specialized school is to offer willing female school dropouts another opportunity at getting functional education. Now, with the setup and gadgets for digital learning such as this, I dare say the opportunity is golden. Interestingly, there is more for Osun women.
1,000 women petty traders in the state received a business recapitalization grant of 50,000 naira each, along with empowerment items from the First Lady, while another set of 1,000 beneficiaries got similar intervention from the state governor. The First Lady later paid homage to the Ataoja of Osogbo, Obajimo Olanikwekun Oyetunji, where she reiterates the need for Nigerians to channel their energy towards the development of the country rather than politics. From Osogbo, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
And from Osogbo, we move to Nasarawa State, where the Renewed Hope Initiative has supported more than 200 older persons with the sum of 50,000 naira each to commemorate this year's International Day of the Elderly and to celebrate the Unitide. Wife of the governor, Silifat Abdullahi Sule, performed the ceremony. Abigail Bashi's report is here presented.
Considering their contributions to the state and nation, the state government deemed it fit to celebrate the elderly and raise awareness on issues affecting them. In line with the Renewed Hope agenda, the government of Nasarawa State is demonstrating commitment to uplifting the plight of the elderly.
The position of our older person is gradually assuming a pathetic and precarious condition, especially in our villages. This situation affects not only their physical well-being and health, but also their emotional and psychological conditions as well. Accordingly, in line with the Renewed Hope agenda of the present administration in the country, my ministry will attempt in its own little way at this event to touch the lives of the older persons across the state.
Describing old age as a sensitive phase of life, wife of Nasarawa State Governor Slifat Abdullahi Sleh applauded the roles of senior citizens to nation building. She advised them to maintain a healthy lifestyle and strictly adhere to their doctor's advice. One of the beneficiaries, Martins Audu, applauds the initiative, which is the first of its kind, and urged them to sustain the program.
The idea of started coming to National State and we should be grateful. We hope it will be sustained, and we beg that it is sustained, so that those who will be alive to next year can also benefit.
With this year's theme, Aging with Dignity, the importance of strengthening care and support system for elder persons, stakeholders called for more of such programs to add value to the lives of the elderly. In Lafia, Bilkisu Umar Gurku, NTA News.
The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, says the proposed Fly Nigeria bill, if given due legislative consideration, will enhance the capacity and competitiveness of Nigeria's national carrier and improve service delivery in the aviation sector. In that regard, stakeholders in the industry have converged on Abuja for a high-level engagement on the legal framework for the Fly Nigeria bill and other related legislation. Aliyu Kabir reports.
Successive administrations of the Ministry of Aviation have tried to scale a legislation that will make government officials trips to be done through the national air carrier, but all were unsuccessful. Recognizing the critical role of the aviation sector in national development, the present administration, headed by the Minister Festus Keyamo, underscores the importance of the development, hence the need for the stakeholders' engagement on the legal framework to that regard. The convergence of these critical stakeholders came up with a draft resolution for executive attention, which will later be communicated to National Assembly for further legislative consideration, hoping to be given due consideration for effective service delivery of the aviation sector.
The summary of the Fly Nigeria Act is that every government-funded trip, every government, whether one ministry or agency at all, if there is a Nigerian flag carrier flying that route, even locally, regionally, internationally, continentally, you must patronize the Nigerian flag carrier first before any foreign carrier.
This act, while it's being discussed and not yet even passed, is already bringing positive results to the industry.
The minister was asked by journalists whether this development will pave way for the coming back of national carrier.
Let us create the enabling environment first, the policies that will make sure that we allow our industry to grow. That's our focus as a government.
In Abuja, Aliyu Kabir.
The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has granted bail to the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, in the sum of 500 million naira, with two sureties in like sum. Justice Emeka Nwite gave the order after the arraignment of Yahaya Bello before the court. The ruling on Bello's bail application came after the former governor pleaded not guilty to the 19 counts charge brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The former Kogi State governor, who was once declared wanted by the Anti-Graft Commission, is facing an alleged money laundering trial to the tune of 80 billion naira. After the defendant had taken his plea, his counsel, Joseph Daudu, SAN, made clarifications on the reasons the defendants had not been in court during the previous hearings. After the arguments of the bail application, which was not opposed by the prosecution counsel, the court granted bail to the defendants with two sureties. The sureties must be landed property owners within the jurisdiction of the courts. The defendant was also asked to submit his international passport, while he would remain at the Kuje Correctional Center pending the perfection of the bail conditions. Recall that the ex-governor was earlier remanded in a fresh 110 billion naira charge by the EFCC pending his bail application. The court thereafter adjourned to February 24, 2025 for continuation of the matter. Now, President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Nwakuche Sylvester Ndidi as Acting Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service. A statement by Secretary to the Civil Defense, Correctional, Fire and Immigration Board, Jafar Ahmed, indicates that this follows expiration of the tenure of Haliru Nababa. The statement adds that the appointment takes effect from 15th December 2024. Nwakuche was born on 26 November 1996 and he hails from Oguta in Imo State. Until his appointment, he was the Deputy Controller General in charge of Training and Staff Development Directorate. He is a fellow of the prestigious National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies and holds the national honor of Member of the Federal Republic, MFR. The President urges him to bring his wealth of experience to bear in his new capacity. The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDEN, in collaboration with the Presidential Natural Gas Initiative and an Indian company, have launched a compressed natural gas CNG conversion center for MSMEs in Abuja. This initiative aims to mitigate the high cost of production for MSMEs by promoting the use of natural gas as an alternative source of energy. Moplang Dakok reports.
Small and medium enterprises among the worst affected by the recent hike in prices of petroleum products. SMEDEN emphasizes that the new CNG center, which will convert vehicles for MSMEs free of charge, provides a sustainable solution to their production challenges. This effort is expected to create prosperity for small businesses by significantly reducing operational costs.
To the prosperity of Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
So all commercial vehicles in 1 year is free conversion. It is not just free, it's free conversion and it's free installation.
CNG is cheaper here in Nigeria. It's cleaner for the environment. It's cleaner than diesel, definitely. But the world is also embracing electric and hydrogen like never before.
The facility is also set to train at least 1,000 people as technicians and mechanics through specialized programs, equipping them with skills to work in the CNG sector.
If we get our small businesses to convert their vehicles to CNG, we get our small businesses to use CNG generator sets, this will help to radically drive down the cost of doing business. And then we can start to have small business record more profit.
This development, which stakeholders say will be replicated in other parts of the country, is part of a strategic push to embrace cleaner energy sources and boost economic activities within the MSME sector in Nigeria. In Abuja, Moplang Dakok, NTA News.
Jennifer Igwe in Lagos has more stories on Network News. Hello, Jennifer.
Thank you, Lami. A tripartite collaboration of the federal, state, and private establishments in the housing sector will be the focus of the federal government. Minister of Housing and Urban Development stated this while rounding off his 3-day inspection tour of federal government assets in Lagos. Lanre Bileyi has more.
Minister Ahmed Dangiwa's tour of federal government assets in Lagos took him to estates such as Banana Island, Dolphin, and Osborne 1 and 2 in Ikoyi, where he noted areas of focus.
To ensure that we optimize our revenue collections, to ensure that all the assets of federal government pay their ground rent, as at Wendu, and to ensure that the abundant estate that we are having, abundant facilities that we are having, to ensure that these facilities are fully optimized.
Earlier, the minister visited government assets in communities along coastal areas, urging the leaders to collaborate with the government for both parties' socio-economic growth. Rounding off his tour, the minister engaged stakeholders, professional bodies in estate building, and Estate Landlords Association in an interactive session on ways to identify areas of improvement on land administration in the country. Questions such as double tariffs from the state and federal governments, flood, fence, and other essential facilities were asked, and the minister took time to address them.
Then to allocate a staff from the field offices to be in charge of social estate. We can give you 1 or 2 estates. To be interfacing with the resident associations for all their problems. At least not more than 2 estates per person from the field office, who from time to time you can be interfacing with them.
The minister promised to have such interactive sessions regularly with the stakeholders in the ministry. In Lagos, Henry Bilayi, NTA News.
The Golden Penny Food brand of Flour Mills Nigeria, one of the nation's premier flour millers, has remained a household name by providing great taste and nourishing food to millions of Nigerian families. Lynn Leneke reports that the company has unveiled 2 new products to the market, the soya and vegetable oils.
You can never go wrong with the Golden Penny soya oil. And also packed with vitamin A and E and vitamin
This
E.
exciting mood ushered in the grand unveiling of another product by the Flour Mills Nigeria, the Golden Penny's signature product, Golden Penny soya oil made from high-quality soya beans, and Golden Penny vegetable oil fortified with vitamin A and E, plus omega-3 and 6.
We refresh our packages, we recommunicate our product, we bring fresh life into our products, and then we share that with our consumers at all times.
Uniquely designed and beautifully packaged, management of Flour Mills Nigeria, Golden Penny Food brand, promised to maintain the natural richness and depth of nourishing flavors.
We want to remain at the front. We want to be setting the standards in the industry. And we believe that innovation and consistent quality are always important for the life of our brand.
With many years of existence and producing various brands and sizes of edibles, celebrating blends of flavor, eating well and living well is priority.
Either the soya or the oil, it has zero trans fat, it has low cholesterol, it's a good source of omega-3, 6 and 9, contains nutrients as well, and it's very good for the heart generally.
By just offering different sizes so that we just be able to afford it and have a taste and experience of our quality product of Golden Penny soya oil and veg oil.
Dealers and partners drawn from across the country are optimistic that the unveiled product will be the ultimate kitchen companion. For over 60 years, the Golden Penny Food brand has remained a household name, providing great taste and nourishment, combining its uniqueness and quality to meal times in the homes of millions of Nigerian families. In Lagos, Lynn Leneke, NTA News.
A break is next on our lineup. The news will continue after with Lami in Abuja. Stay tuned.
Year draws to a close.
You're welcome back. It's time for Business with Benny. So, Benny, tell us how active the market has been as the year comes to an end.
Thank you, Lami. The market has been very active, particularly in the last 4 transactions. It's been positive, positive, positive. And today, investors actually smiled home with 374 billion naira. That is huge. Well, we'll give you details of that as business continues. To start with, the Bureau of Public Service Reform says it has reached advanced stage in the automation of government processes for efficient service delivery, and Nigerians should expect more in the year to come.
Nigerians or public servants to understand that we are shifting from looking at Nigerians as citizens to looking at Nigerians as customers. And ministries, departments, and agencies should treat citizens as customers just the way private sector treats its customers.
Now, gold prices ticked lower on Friday but remained on track for a weekly gain ahead of the U.S. Federal Reserve's policy meeting next week, where the central bank is widely expected to deliver its third rate cut for the year, just as oil prices notched upwards on Friday, heading for their first weekly rise since the end of November. Let's take a look at the numbers. And now to the capital markets. At the end of the last weekday of trading on the exchange, the market is positive, marking the fourth consecutive session of gains, and investors actually smiled home with 374 billion naira. Looking at the numbers at this point in time, you see the volume of shares. We have 544.2 million shares exchanging hands, and the deals finally reached 8,464, valued at 10.6 billion naira, a little bit higher from, no, it's much higher from what we had yesterday, which was 7.54 billion naira. And the all share index actually crossed from the 98,000 to 99,000, moving closer to the 100,000 basis point, which we expect to see before the end of the year. And today's data actually shows 9% improvement in volume, 5% improvement in turnover, and 2% improvement in deals. And on the aggregate, 128 companies actually participated in trading, out of which 37 gained, while 15 were on the losing side, hoping to gain in the next transaction. And looking at here, it's no longer the banking stocks topping the charts today, but Jopo Gold at 71.7 million, followed by X-Transact 70.6 million, and Tantalizers 57.2 million, which is to say the industry sector is actually coming up stronger. It's not just all about the banking stocks. Well, that is it on business. Keep updated with us next week for a fresh edition. Lami, take it from here.
Many thanks, Benny. Now, troops of the Nigerian Armed Forces have arrested a notorious gun runner identified as Mohammed Musa, also known as Mamman, and other kidnappers in Plateau State. In a statement highlighting Armed Forces operations as at 13th December 2024, the Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, says troops eliminated 181 terrorists, arrested 203 persons, and rescued 161 kidnapped victims. Troops also arrested 50 crude oil smugglers, recovered 228 assorted weapons, and about 7,000 assorted ammunition. The Nigerian Television Authority has bagged an award for its outstanding performance in effective media partnership and information dissemination as the Federal Road Safety Corps Management's Award Night. Oyeyemi Ajayi has details.
With the responsibility of proper road management, but this night is different. The agenda here is just to unwind and bring the management closer to the staff.
The present administration has put in place quite a lot of policies and programs aimed at guaranteeing the welfare of our citizens. And to that effect, government is at all times ready to do its best to support and encourage the Federal Road Safety Corps.
The mood is palpable, and the Corps Marshal is emphatic on bringing back the good old days of the Corps, which dwells more on staff welfare.
I want to assure every staff of FRC that leadership is a sacrifice. And for that, I want to affirm to you that I am for you. I'm your servant.
Not a night of many words, but rather a time to honor outstanding staff for their performance during the year. The Nigerian Television Authority was not left out. They took the award for projecting the core operations with timely and proper reportage as a major media partner.
We already have a platform, a dedicated platform, where we propagate those messages. And FRSC over the years has been a strong partner in delivering those messages to our viewers. So it's something that is ongoing because, we serve a constitutional mandate.
A night of merriment with the FRSC officers letting their hair down and enjoying the good music and cuisines until duty calls. Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
Dedication to service and hard work have been rewarded at the 2024 Retail Staff End of the Year celebration, with staff from various directorates of the NTA being recognized for contributing to accelerating the vision and mission of the foremost media organization, the NTA. The Director General, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembus, in his message to the staff, harped on the importance of commitment to duty as a catalyst to the professional growth of the broadcast organization. Here is the report.
It's that time of the year when efforts are applauded, and after keen observation to service, the Radio Theatre and Arts Workers Union not only gave out goodie bags to deserving staff, but also commended their unflinching support towards the NTA. Omenka Amarachuku, Elizabeth Omori, Adamu Omali, Gabriel Okolo are part of those recognized for their outstanding performance in the year on the review. Others are the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Special Needs and Equal Opportunities, Mohammed Abba Isa, and Celebrity Carpenter were also honored.
On behalf of 35 million Nigerian persons with disability that I represent, I dedicate this award to them.
Hard work pays, but also to the management of in my office, the GM. It was a teamwork.
Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, represented by the Executive Director Engineering, encouraged members of the association and all staff to continue to uphold principles to drive NTA to greater heights in the global broadcast space.
Well, it's to continue to encourage them, and training and retraining is very important. It's a key factor in motivating the staff to continue to do what they are doing.
We keep meeting with management, we keep interacting with them, we keep negotiating for more and better welfare.
A presentation on administrative procedure by the Director Administration was a reminder to all staff to keep the NTA flag higher in the media competitive arena, and prospects for 2025 topped the agenda at the event.
Congratulations to the recipients. We bring you some more messages. Do stay.
Hey Nigeria, ready to breathe cleaner air and save money? Let's talk about gas. Drive with CNG, the smart, cost-effective choice. Fill up for less and travel further. Save money, save the planet. Switch to LPG for cooking. It's cleaner, healthier, and better for environment. Say goodbye to smoke and eye problems. Do you know Nigeria is a gas nation ranked 9th globally with over 209 trillion cubic feet of gas reserve? Gas isn't just for cooking and driving. It powers industries too. Cleaner, cheaper, and more efficient. And the best part, conversion centers are popping up everywhere. It's never been easier to switch to gas. Join the cleaner energy revolution. Choose LPG for cooking and CNG for your vehicles. Clean energy for brighter future. This message is brought to you by the Office of the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Gas, supported by the Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA.
Ayo Deji Makinde brings us sports updates. Hello.
Yeah, Lami, thanks. The Nigeria Premier Football League returns this weekend with league leaders Remo Stars away at Ikorodu City on Saturday at 3 p.m. Just as traditional powerhouses, Kano Pillars and 3SC go toe-to-toe at the Lekon Salami Sports Complex in Ibadan. 7 matches will be decided on Sunday with the Battle of Warriors in Maiduguri between El Kanemi and Abia, just as Tornadoes aim to bring down Sunshine Stars of Akure. Moving on to the English Premier League, Arsenal hope to close the gap on the log when they welcome Everton to the Emirates as Newcastle United host Leicester City, complete with Super Eagles midfielder Wilfred Ndidi in a match that will be live on the NTA at 4 p.m. in the evening. The Foxes have not lost since the appointment of Ruud van Nistelrooy as manager. Elsewhere, informed Super Eagles attacker Alex Iwobi and compatriots Calvin Bassey will be in action when Fulham visits Anfield to play league leaders Liverpool. The marquee fixture this weekend is at the Etihad, where defending champions Manchester City welcome rivals Manchester United on Sunday. Away from football, President Paul Kagame says Rwanda is working towards hosting the world to a Formula One Grand Prix, as talks between FIA and the African country have been on for months. President Kagame disclosed this in Kigali at FIA General Assembly and prize given as negotiations continue towards making it a reality. Rwanda is building a new track close to the new Bugesera Airport outside of Kigali to stage the events. And that's your sports. It's back to Lami.
That also does it on Network News for tonight. We thank you for watching. I'm Lami Ali saying bye for now.